Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, shout out to channel member Wendy who asked about this. This is 3 great drum fills for disco. Here we go. Fill number 1. Fill number 2. Fill number 3. So disco, I've done a separate video a while ago now, a few years ago in fact, about playing various disco grooves, disco drum driven dance music. Started in Chicago, I believe, just the sort of ancestor of modern dance music. An amazing fun style of music to play. Classic features include bass drum 4 on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snare drum hit, backbeat on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the hi-hat typically, not always, but typically features some kind of emphasis or accent on the ands, on the offbeats. A classic example is to open the hi-hat on the ands. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, like I was doing in the groove at the start of this video, you can just play the ands. Or you can play 16th notes. Especially accenting on the ands. And various other options, open and close on when you play 16th. So anyway, check out that video for that. I'll link to that below. But this is about drum fills. Now, Wendy asked about drum fills. Here's just 3 little simple examples for you. When drummers play drum fills for disco, they can play all sorts of stuff. But I would say a lot of the time it's quite simple. A lot of the time it's definitely still focused on keeping the whole thing driving, keeping the whole thing grooving. The whole point of disco, obviously, is this dancing music, man. So you got to keep it grooving. Typically, I would say a lot of the time, that's why I've done this with these 3 fills, it's based on the snare drum as well. So many drum fills are just ba 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 or ba ba da ba 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 psh, because the emphasis is so much on the groove and the thing driving forward and just feeling great. I feel like a lot of the time we don't really want to interrupt that too much. Little tasteful short drum fills, typically on the snare drum or the order of the day here. You can put, maybe people can think of, there probably are tons of examples of drum fills that do go around the kit a bit more and use tom-toms and disco, but I think these are just 3 classic examples. They use the vocabulary from grade 1, 2, and by the 3rd fill it's a little bit more complicated, maybe up to sort of a grade 4 or something like that. But yeah, definitely sort of first half of the grades, the coordination and vocabulary involved here. Number 1 goes like this. So this is just 4 and up. So it's that lovely little rhythm figure. We meet it at grade 1. You hear this all the time in disco music. Just on beat 4, 4 and up. So you're playing your groove, and all the way through here I'll play an open close hi-hat, classic disco pattern. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you're repeating on the groove. When the drum fill comes up, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This time 1 and 2 and 3 and. For the first 3 beats of the bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and. You'll do everything as normal, including opening the hi-hat on the and of beat 3. But then we'll play 4 and up. Throughout all of these fills, I'd recommend just keep the bass drum going, man. Again, just in the name of keeping everybody happy, everybody dancing, everybody grooving. Even during the fill, it still needs to groove. So yeah, bass drum on beat 4 as well. So we're just going to go 1 8th note, 2 16th notes, 1 quaver, 2 semi-quavers. The sticking here, I would go right, left, probably. If you feel like you'd rather hit the snare drum with the left stick, because that's what you would do anyway on a backbeat, and then go right, left, that's fine as well. Whatever sticks you like, man. If you make it work and you can smoothly get into the groove again afterwards, of course, typically hitting a crash cymbal, then cool. I would probably play right, left here. Here it comes. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Slow it down. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. That's got to be one of the original and classic disco fills. 4 and. On the second one, we've got a little bit more to it. 3 and 4 and. So the snare drum plays You hear this quite a lot as well on disco records. Here, everything up to and including beat 3 will play as normal groove. So 4 this time, 1 and 3. So closed hi-hat and bass drum on the 3 and. So this time the rhythm 3 and. It's the same rhythm as we played in the last fill, isn't it? But this time the hi-hat and the kick is 3 and then 4 and just like in the first fill. 3 and. Here it comes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'll slow down. 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And number 3, a little bit more elaborate. This one goes a 3 E and 4 and. So we'll change it up a little bit here. This reminded me of a couple of fills I can think of from Chic records. So this starts on the of beat 2, 1 and 2 and So the last 16th of beat 2, 3 E and is 2 16th notes and 1 8th note, 2 semi-quavers and 1 quaver on beat 3, 3 E and, that little grade 1 figure, rhythm figure, and then on beat 4, 4 and an 8th note and then 2 16th notes, a quaver, then 2 semi-quavers. So 1 and 2 and. Here, everything up to and including the and of beat 2, which is an open hi-hat you'd play as normal. 1 and 2 and. You've then got a snare drum on offbeat or upbeat 16th, last little one of the beat, and then 3 E and, which will have a bass drum because the bass drum's on every beat. 3 E and then 4 and. The sticking I would do is 1 and 2 and left stick, right, left, right, 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 left. Personally, that little rhythm figure, by default, I'd always play it right, left, right. And then that little rhythm figure, right, right, left. By default, I'd play right, right, left. If you change that and it flows and it works, cool, good luck to you. That's completely fine. I'm a right-hander and I like that right stick on the beat thing. Also, when you're doing this stuff, as in playing a bass drum on the beat, what that little system ensures is that your right stick or your lead stick is always landing with your right foot or your bass drum foot. So if you're assuming that you're either a right-hander playing a right-handed setup or a left-hander playing a left-handed setup, that will always happen. Those people who are like a left-hander playing a right-handed setup, it doesn't quite work like that. It takes a bit more thinking about. But yeah, assuming that you're playing the kit which is set up for the handedness that you are, then that will work. The principle, by the way, that's based on, just as a little aside, is when you play 16th notes, by default, I think of them as a single stroke roll. So 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a single stroke roll, as in one stick and then the other, starting with the hand that you are handed. So right, left, 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 as you play 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So for me, any rhythm figure that contains 16th notes, I just preserve that sticking. Again, this is only by default. There's might be plenty of reasons along the way where you'll change this, and that's completely fine. I'm not saying this is a rule. I'm just saying this is like a good guide when you're getting started for me. So in this case, you've got 1 E and, so on beat 3. So 1 E and what's 3E and 3E and would have been right, left. So for 3E and, you just take away the left stick at the end. So you just preserve the same sticking. 3E and right. And in the same way, the one on beat 4 that goes 4 and well, it would be 4E and if it was all 16th notes. Right, left. Effectively, you take away the left stick that would have taken place on the E, right? So 4E and right, left. If I've written the sticking in on the fills for a right-hander, that's only a guide. Don't lose any sleep over it. I like it because it means when you're playing stuff like this, the bass drum always lands with your lead stick, and then when you hit your crash, assuming you go up to the crash with your right stick, likewise, it's going to be ready because the left stick would have played last on the last 16th of the bar, so your right stick's ready to go to the crash. Can't stress enough, it's just the guide, but I think a lot of beginners and people coming through the first couple of years of playing the drums find that helpful in my experience. If you're doing it a different way and it works, cool. So, number 3, 1 and 3 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 So that one is 1 and 2 and 3E and 4 and 1. That's a great way to start off a disco tune as well. 1, 2. So lastly, I'll play through each of these in turn. I'll change it up. I'll do a 16th note feel this time. 1, 2, 3. Fill number 1. Fill number 2. Fill number 3. And fill number 3 again. Hope that all makes a bit of sense. As usual, over on the channel members page, you'll find the notation for each of those, which you can print out or save, do whatever you need to. And also the practice along version using Groove Scribe. So I've written that out. You can listen to it, loop it over and over again, practice along with it, change the speed, do all those cool things if you're working this one up. Like I say, shout out to Wendy who asked about this one. And thanks for watching as always. We appreciate it. I hope you're finding these videos useful. Please like, share and subscribe. If you have really appreciated these videos and you've found them useful or helpful or feel positive about them in some way, please consider supporting this channel if you're in a position to and would like to. That's via my Buy Me a Coffee support page. You can buy me a coffee. Thanks a million to all the lovely people who do that and have done that in the last few days and weeks. And alternatively, you can become a channel member like Wendy. As a channel member for £10 a month, you're supporting this channel like crazy, helping it grow, and I massively appreciate it, becoming an integral part of it. You get a load of stuff in return, including a complimentary practice plan, which is a living, breathing document. A couple of people have asked about this recently. If I complete the practice plan, would you do another one? Yeah, man, it's an ongoing thing, right? So as long as you're a channel member, you work on draw up your practice plan at the start, and as you're working on it, we'll update it for you. Message me anytime and say, right, I think I'm cool with that bit now. Or, you can send practice videos. I'll have a little watch and give you feedback, and we'll adapt it. We'll change it as you go along, as you progress, as you do your practice. We'll update it, add in new material, change things, do whatever we need to do to keep it fresh and to keep you progressing. So the idea is it's a living, breathing plan that will change with you as you progress. So you get one of those as a channel member. You also get a complimentary Zoom or face-to-face session if you want one at first, and a whole load of other things like, for example, like I just said, the notation and the practice along versions for tutorial videos, breakdowns of the drum covers that I put up. I'm on hand to help you out. So like I said, if you want to send practice videos over, I'll give you my feedback and normally do video responses back, answer your questions. You get priority requests for future videos on the channel. Also, in fact, so thanks a million for all the lovely people who comment, can you make a video about this? Can you make a video about this? Really appreciate you asking. To be honest, with all the amazing channel members who've come in, I'm completely swamped with their requests. So obviously it makes sense. Obviously integral. They're supporting the channel so brilliantly. So whilst I'd love to attend to everybody's request, making one video a day, I still can't keep up with all the channel member requests. So it is channel members who are requesting the videos for now. And yeah, like I say, if you think you'd find that useful, details above or below, depending where you watch this. It says buy me a coffee / become a channel member. If that sounds like it might be of interest. If not, thanks a million for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, I meant to do some shout outs as well. I'm here. I wrote these down. Welcome and thanks to all the new members recently in the last few days and weeks. Andy, Robert, Fiona, Glenn, Sarah, Laura, George, Andy, Darren, Caroline, Mark and Hayley. And then thanks a million for the support to all the lovely people who've bought me a coffee. Mike, Sonia, Doug, John, Rich, Kim, John, different John, Paul, John, a different John, Simon, I hope I'm saying this right, the Wild Days of, I should have written this down, but I can't read my own writing. Wild Days of Worthing, I think. I'm so sorry if I've said the name of the place wrong. And Darrow, thanks a million, guys. I really, really massively appreciate it. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. I'm so glad if you found it useful. Thanks so much and welcome to all the new channel members. I massively appreciate it. Thanks a million. Shout out to Wendy. Good luck with your disco, grooves and fills. If any questions about that or anything else, give us a shout and see you soon. Thanks a million.